Hi guys, Darren Stevenson back with another video. So we're back with another video. Got a deck profile for a Salamangreat deck profile from none other than Timothy Cox.
Hey.
Hello, Timothy Cox.
Hiya.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired.
Why are you tired, mate?
I played two regionals like this weekend.
Oh,
I'm not used to this.
No sympathy.
I know, right?
Fucking hell. Shit I had to do last year, man. I had to like get to bed at 1 a.m, get up at 3 a.m, get a flight, tell.
Mr. America grind.
Oh god, nah. Just lots and lots of coffee. Alright then, so what was the regional that you went to? Where you played the Salamangreat deck?
So the one on Saturday was the same Austell regional at Mad for Miniatures. I think it was 53 or 54 players. I can't remember. So like fairly standard size for like a Southwest regional because we don't really live anywhere near anything. I went 5-1. I lost to the Mirror. I bricked game 1 and then got hand trapped twice game 2. So he played, I didn't play.
Sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, basically. And then the next day was Cardiff, which was, I think, 70, 80 people. Again, I can't remember. And my loss was to Sky Striker. I bricked, and then he had the nuts. And my other loss was to Sky Striker.
You play against Sky Striker or Salamangreat, you can't make any mistakes, and you have to have a lot to go.
Yeah, you have to play the matchup really well, and your hand has to be good, especially if their hand's insane.
Yeah.
My loss round 7, I went X2, was to Sky Striker again. Game 1, he had a really good hand. Game 2, it was grindy, but I got there. And game 3, kinda. So yeah.
Where did you place in both those regionals?
2nd at St. Austell and 7th at Cardiff.
Decent. So 2
snuck in.
I saw that they're giving out the new mat already, and
yeah, I have that next to me.
Out yet. It's a bit surprising.
Yeah, no, I thought that as well. Bit odd, but we'll go with it.
It's a bit weird. Maybe it's a new thing that you're introducing, just bringing the mats out like a week or so earlier before the core set comes out, just to promote it. It makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. It does make sense, so...
Okie dokie. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions about why you built the list the way it is. So I'll start with the sheer number of hand traps that's in here. So why did you decide to go with 11 hand traps for this event?
Alright, so... I'm pretty, adamant on hand traps. Because I just, so the Thunder Dragon deck is outright the best deck, right?
Yeah, agreed.
With, the Guard Dragons and stuff. And you just can't beat that deck if you go second and they make, the crazy board. Unless you have, multiple hand traps, Vela, obviously, on Yugioh or whatever, is pretty strong. Ash is just, generically the best one. Ogre is, weird, because it's kind of... It's just average in the mirror. It has its uses, Ogre and Debug and stuff is really good, but,
I feel like it's an exclusively a multi-role popper.
Yeah, multi-role, the Guard Dragons. But I guess, I played against a Pendulum deck yesterday, and, hitting Electromite is obviously pretty great. Which I guess is more relevant next week with the new Pendulum deck.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, and, Phantasme is just, the best card against, Striker.
Yeah, I imagine
because they really struggle with it.
It really helps in the striker matchup. So
yeah, it makes Anchor pretty bad. They have to afterburners it or jamming waves it or whatever. Force it with multi roll. It's just if you can keep it on the field for the turn though, and it comes back to your turn, you can Stalio, bounce it back to your hand, and then they have to deal with it twice.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, so unless they have Ash, it's pretty much never going away kind of thing. Obviously, it just digs through the deck more. It's kind of like a Maxi. Obviously, it's not as good as Maxi, but it digging the deck is somewhat inconsistent as of right now because there's obviously only 9 real starters until we get Signet Mining. But at the moment, it's if you brick or whatever and you're going second, and you can just summon Phantasme as pretty much every matchup and just draw 2 cards, and it probably gets you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can put Sanctuary back, which is cool, so it can not unbreak you as such because this deck doesn't have garnets in the same way as a lot of other decks, but putting back Sanctuary is just the best thing to do with it.
Fair dues. So
Yeah.
let me just move on to like your starter cards. So I see you've got the likes of free Debug, free Gazelle, and free Foxy. Remember at the start of the format, we were not really a big fan of Debug, and we were really big on Buffalo. So why the transition, I guess?
Yeah. So what I found with like playing the deck a lot is like Buffalo is like particularly good against like standard Thunder Dragon. The standard Thunder Dragon doesn't really exist anymore. Like, it's not particularly popular.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if they go first to make like the crazy board and you don't have any hand traps, you're losing anyway. So it doesn't matter if it's Debug or Buffalo.
Right.
And like, if they're playing Striker and they have like the setup where they have free spells and Great for Anchor, it doesn't matter if it's Buffalo, they'll just take it on summon. So then it could just be Debug and do the same thing, but a more powerful card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think Debug is definitely the weakest starter because it loses to like Ogre and like a lot of other things, like Veiler and Imperm hurt a lot as well, unless your hand has extenders. But like, it is a Strauss and it is like the most powerful starter, if that makes sense. Like, it does the most.
Mm-hmm.
Gazelle obviously is just like a staple at 3. Circle is obviously again a staple at 3. Like, the protection effect comes up occasionally, but like it's like Circle is like, I think, the best starter because it adds Foul as well, and Foul is like insane for chain blocking Gazelle and making rank 4s and stuff, which I think is like really important in this format.
Speaking of Foul, that was the next thing I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
So I've seen this has gotten more popular in Salamangreat decks. So I'd like to expand on as to why that is.
So the reason why Foul is like a lot better now than it like, so when like the deck came out, we all like, everyone read the cards and was like, oh, Foul kind of sucks. It's just like like a junk fold or a butter spy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, as time went on, it became like more important, I guess, because like Ash on Gazelle was just like super painful, but like, chain blocking Gazelle is like one thing, but also like the effect to lock back row isn't once per turn, which is like huge against Striker because it just means you can like throw a load of like dead Salamangreats or like cards from the field at them and just keep blocking the back rows and like hit the anchors or whatever, which is huge. But also like, making rank 4s in the mirror is, like Baguska in the mirror is basically like game a lot of the time unless the hand is like perfect for it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But also like Dweller against Thunder Dragon is like better than like every trap card you can set basically. So like how I play the mirror and like the Thunder Dragon matchup is rather than try and get the traps, I try and get one of the rank 4s on the field first turn with like Gazelle back in hand or whatever. And if you can have the trap, it's extra, but it's just like not needed.
What would you do blind then if game 1 you had to choose?
So blind, like if I have if I have literally no idea what they're playing, I generally make Dweller because I think like because Dweller has value against the mirror, obviously good against Thunder Dragon, and like Baguska sucks against Sky Striker, but Dweller's good against Striker, kind of.
I found Dweller was like randomly good against Dweller. I found Dweller was randomly good against Sky Striker when like raw, because like when they would make like the high 8 or something and try and attack direct, you would just roar it.
Just like roar it away and the raise turned off. Also, if like they're starting, like play is like Area 0 multi-roll, it's like it can cut that off. It makes Malfoy Fusion not very good either, obviously, which is pretty cool, but I don't know, Dweller's probably the best one blind. If you play against like Subterra or like Outergeist, Dweller kinda sucks, but that's fine. But I guess like Draco as well, like Dweller decent against that.
So what applications does Baguska exactly have in the mirror then?
So Baguska in the mirror means it's like you make it first turn, obviously in defense mode, and your opponent can't get around it without using either Ningirsu or like Unicorn with like Heater or whatever to get rid of it. So your opponent's hand has to have like starter plus extender kind of thing, like Spinny Gazelle basically. But it makes them like waste their normal summon. But also like if they don't play Ningirsu or Unicorn and they play Borrowload, it means they have to like effectively waste their battle phase as well. So the reason is like, okay, so in the mirror, the mission objective is to survive. Because like if you've got like your grave set up and stuff with spinny Jaguar and you've got the Gazelle back in hand, you're going to win on the following turn. You've just got to not die to Fusion of Fire. And Baguska makes Fusion of Fire not good. Because that guy just summons in defense mode and is like, can't kill me. So they have to like waste their battle phase because the Fusion just doesn't do anything.
So speaking of Fusion of Fire then, if that's the case with Baguska, then why do you still side Super Poly and Fusion of Fire then?
So I've like noticed that a lot of people just don't play Baguska. Like a lot of people do Dweller instead, which is equally as good, but like the other reason I do Fusion of Fire and Super Poly in the side is because I also side Free Book of Eclipse.
Okay.
Which for me, like, so like I always side out the Call by the Graves and the 2 trap cards going second against the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And I side in Super Poly, Fusion of Fire, and Triple Book of Eclipse. So like if they make Dweller, it's like not impossible to kill them through Dweller, but it is impossible to kill them through Baguska, really. So like Book of Eclipse, you Book of Eclipse the Baguska, and then you just kill them anyway.
Right.
But people don't really seem to be onto that at the moment. But yeah, it's generally just because I feel like a lot of Salamangreat players are very Salaman average, and they just sort of like do the standardized like, oh, I'll make the rank 3, make a thing, set a raw pass, and it's like it's just not good enough, I don't think, in the mirror. But if most people are doing it, then the fusion spells are good. But obviously, if everyone ends up on Baguska, I wouldn't play the fusion spells.
Aye, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right then, I think that's everything that I've noticed that I wanted to question anyway. You got any final words as to what you think makes Salaman so great?
I think it's just like the consistency. Like it has like 9 actual starters as of right now, going up to 12. Foxy hits like 50% of the time, 55% of the time in this list to get to Gazelle, which is cool. It's versatile in a lot of matchups. So like Striker, the reason I don't like Striker is I just don't feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't feel lucky enough to draw Engage like every round. So like, and also like, the Striker deck just doesn't have a win condition as such, I've noticed. But this deck obviously has like the OTK with the fusion and like just like really high pressure monsters.
Yeah, it
and like builds a lot of advantage.
As opposed to Striker more grinding out a bit longer.
Like one of the other reasons I started playing this deck was like I played it when it came out because I didn't know when the ban list was coming out, and I wanted to be like prepared for like national / Euro sort of thing. And I was like, this is a new deck; it definitely just won't get hit.
Yeah.
So I've been like practicing with it, learning it, kind of thing. And at this point, it's too late to change, so I'm committed. But I just really like the deck. It plays into like my playstyle sort of thing. Like it feels a bit like Zoo, which is pretty. I like that deck. It's just very clean, very consistent. I feel like you can play this deck for like a lot of rounds, and it will do the same thing every time, which sounds incredibly boring because it kind of is, I guess. But you get to play real games of Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, you just get to play like real games of Yu-Gi-Oh, and it has like good matchups to a lot of rogue decks as well. Like, but I don't know how much the Pendulum deck will change this deck, if that makes sense, because that deck could just be insane. I don't actually know.
Oh, Cyclone actually.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Why'd you play Cyclone?
Okay, so the best card in the Sky Striker matchup for them is like Area Zero and Multi-Roll. But like, if I go first, I don't want to like Twin Twister it because obviously Twin Twistering Multi-Rolls an Egg 1 generally, and like Twin Twistering Area Zero is just, you should just not do that. But like Cosmic Cyclone is just very nice for hitting those things randomly. It's also for the, what is it called? That can only be one. So like against like Guru, not Hourgeist, but like Draco. Sky Striker obviously is just a back row deck, but it's more copies of Twin Twister basically, kind of. Because the only like thing that actually matters in the back row decks is their floodgates. Like Solemn Strikes or whatever isn't really that important. It's just the floods.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Sick.
Cool.
So what was it? It was second place at.
St. Austell and 7th at Cardiff.
Wicked. Well, congrats, Tim. Cheers for that.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also check out Alter Reality Games Facebook page, and also check out Art and Saga, which is coming out soon. Do you know when?
Yes. Not actually sure. I'm sure. You should really have checked that before.
Yeah. Wait. Yep. Yes. It'll be on the Facebook page, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also check out RJ Cards and Supplies and .co.uk, and use the code MAXC5 to get 5% off Dark Neo Storm. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers, Tim. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye.